What is going on, guys? All right, so it's Friday. We are ready to wrap up this week. Um, Today, I wanted to just kind of go over three things you can do, kind of quick things to stay focused, not get overwhelmed, not get overloaded when it comes to doing your studying. Okay. Now, one of the things that is a good idea to do is when you're trying to master material, right, is to use review guides. I actually just published my EMS quick study guide here. I'm actually giving this away as part of a little promotion. You can check that out at freeemsbook.com if you're interested in that. But a review guide is a great way to not only review what you already know, but to kind of focus in and laser in what you don't know, so you know kind of where to pick up and where to study, right? So the three things today, guys. The first one's kind of might be obvious to you, right? And that's to set a regular schedule to study, all right, and to stick to that schedule, all right. If you try to study whenever you can kind of fit it in, right, because you're busy, because things are going on, all right, you're going to end up failing. You're not going to be focused. You're not going to succeed in what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. Um, Now, the good news is that if you're using a schedule, right, and you're trying to stick to a schedule, you don't necessarily have to have these schedule sessions, let's say, be 2 3 hours long. They don't have to be long sessions, but what you should make sure you do is that you make them regular and that you make them kind of almost cemented in your daily planning. All right. So maybe it's, once a day you're going to spend an hour of studying, or you're going to do an hour of studying 3 times a day. Okay. That is a good way to sort of focus so that you're not all over the place trying to say, okay, I'm going to try to get it in right after this. Or I'm going to try to get it in during work, in between calls, right? Yeah, you can do that, right? I've done stuff like that where I've studied in between, um, you know, calls that I might get on the ambulance. But I also made sure that I had a set schedule, all right, and I stuck to it. And it really did help when it comes to solidifying and mastering the material I need to master to be, good at EMS and to pass my exams. Now, the second thing is to sort of get your objectives down, okay? And it's not just a list of, let's say, chapters that you're trying to, get in there. But what you need to do is to set the objectives when it comes to the goals for the sessions that I just talked about. Okay. So yeah, you can use the ones that are in your textbook. All right. Or you can use the ones that are sort of in your the objectives for your course, or in your syllabus for your course, right? Or you can even set your own objectives. So say you're struggling with a specific piece of content, a specific area. So maybe that study session for that day, or one of those study sessions that we've mapped out, that's the one you're going to go ahead and focus on a specific thing that you're struggling with. Or maybe it's going to be, okay, I have an exam coming up, or I have a lecture coming up. I want to focus on that chapter, right? And the goals and the objectives for that chapter. Okay. So specify that for yourself. All right. This is going to help you break down the things that you're trying to accomplish and those goals into nice chunks. And that's going to help you from getting overwhelmed. Okay, so if you have your set study time and you have set goals, you can break down that study time. You can break down the chunks that within the goal so that you can go ahead and keep moving forward and not get overwhelmed from it. Okay, now the third thing, guys, is not to try to do too much studying at once. And this goes back to the first part, right? That your sessions don't have to be long, right? It can be an hour, it can be 2 hours, but I wouldn't do more than that. And when you're doing a 2 hour session, I talk about this in my EMS success classes, talking about breaking it down into digestible study time. Okay. And actually, I have a system where it's broken down to 30-minute study sessions. Okay. And I have found that students have, and people struggling, especially people that struggle and trying to focus, have a lot of success with that system that I show them. Okay. So don't try to do too much studying at once. All right. A little bit at a time lets that information really sink in. Okay. Lets it come really get into you. Because when you start trying to get it all at once, you start trying to cram, right? This is when you're going to get more overload and more overwhelm. Okay. And what is that going to do? That's going to lead to stress, and the stress is going to be your enemy. The stress is going to be the thing that's going to have you failing when it comes to a quiz or an exam or whatever the case may be. All right. So, just three quick tips, guys, today. Just to kind of give you a quick little overview, just some three things that you can really focus on when it comes to trying to succeed on a test, and more importantly, staying focused, man. Okay. I'm telling you, this is the one thing when I'm coaching people with my success course and stuff. The biggest struggle that they have, it isn't understanding the content. People are not stupid. You're not in this career because you're dumb, right? The problem is that you're having problems focusing. The issue most people have is getting the focus and finding out where they're not necessarily clueless on the topic, but where they're sort of struggling, where they need a little more guidance to get in there and make sure they master that topic. Okay, so just three quick things today, guys. I'm going to keep it nice and short since it is Friday. We want to get on with our life, get on with the weekend. If you're working the weekend, that sucks, but stay safe and watch your and your partner's back in these troubling little times. And guys, like I mentioned, I am giving away this EMS quick study guide. This is brand new. Just got it. It's about 160 pages, and I'm giving this away as a slick little promotion, sort of like an experiment. Go check it out. It's at freeemsbook.com. There's a video there of me, of course, and I explain how you can get this for free. I even cover shipping and handling. So go check that out, and maybe you'll be interested in grabbing yourself a copy of that. All right, guys, that's it for me. As always, I'm Jim Hoffman from EMS SEO and turbomedic.com. Stay safe and have a great, safe weekend.